Hello all and welcome. Today we will be taking a look at clans of Caledonia. We're off to Scotland, folks. We're leading a clan and we are trying to become an economic might. With us producing, trading and exporting a host of goods from whiskey all the way to cheese. Now this one is heavy complexity. It plays 1 to 4, so solo option as well, in about 30 to 120 minutes. Although some of my plays have certainly been on the top end of this range. And we can see the designer and publisher there as well. Let's take a closer look. This run through today is just myself as usual, and I got a 2-player setup. So the board does differ with 2 players, and all these, the markets and the exported goods as well, or the export contracts. So as you set up, bear that in mind. So what have we got then? We've already put out 2 of our either woodworkers or our mountain workers, and the blues have gone for 1 of each. So we've paid those costs, and as you put them on the board, they have to go to the woodworkers, have to go on these little forests, and the mountain dudes are going to go on these mountains. Now it's really well depicted on the board as to, you know, this tile here, it's both grassland and forest. This one's a bit of everything. These guys, the reds, have put 2 mountain workers out. So we've paid the costs, and we've also paid the costs on the board, and we had a starting tile to give us some starting goods and starting money as well. And we've also chosen a clan which you just sort of drafted. Now these guys are all about the whiskey, so they are looking to get whiskey, to funnel it through their distillery, and they're going to make hopefully more money by doing so. And these guys are all about the milk. They can sell milk at production without affecting the market for $8 each time and sell as many as they want. What else have we got? So the market's already set up. 2-player game then. If you use the neighbouring action, you can trade up to 4 goods rather than slightly less in a higher player count, and you get to move, you get a reduction of -2 and -3 for processed goods. So you've got these basic goods and processed goods. Now what goods have we got then? So on your board you can get these sheep out, you can get these cows, cheese, bread, grain, you got whiskey, and then you got your workers as well. So and your cows make milk, and you make wool from your sheep as well, and hopefully you don't have to slaughter them too much to meet these contracts here. We've got some round to round goals we're hoping to achieve. So you know, which are 2 points for each meet on one of your contracts you've fulfilled. So I'll go through some of those as well. I think we're pretty much, I don't want to go too heavy on the rules. I'm just going to kind of dive in. So we've got a really nice player aid here as to what is going to be happening. First thing you would do, which we don't typically do in the first round 1 because nothing's happened, is you turn this over once it's completed, and you would then replenish the export contracts, but we haven't used any yet. So and you take your cubes back as well. So you start off with 2 of these merchant cubes which help you manipulate the market to a certain extent, and you want to get more of them out to be doing more market trading. So we're good. Next thing we do then, starting player is blue in this case. So they've started here, and they are going to just choose. There's a lot of freedom here, folks. So what can you do? You can trade then. So you could take one of these merchants and go and buy or sell something, and you can never do both in the same turn. So your markers couldn't be like this, and whatever you buy is going to go up in price after you've bought it at that price. So, and then if you sell something, but we'll give you a demo of that. Do we want to obtain a contract, which we probably do, because in the first round we're actually getting paid to do so. It's more influential to take, you know, the 5 money now and just take a contract. So what are we looking at? Our clan's about whiskey. So what have we got? So on the left is the costs. So if we pay a whiskey and we pay 2 sheep, so we're going to have to slaughter them, we're going to get all these goodies. Now in terms of, there's various goods on the side that you're exporting. You've got sugarcane, which is this one here, and you can see that sort of represented on the top here. So, you know, you're going to get free movement on there. You've also got tobacco, which is this sort of little token here. And finally, you've got cotton as well. So those are the 3 export goods. Blues then, they're about the whiskey. We have got 1 whiskey, and maybe we want to start building some, well, maybe we're just going to take the contract first. So we're going to take a contract, which is, where are we? Obtain 1 export contract. So we pay the cost and we take it into our empty export box, which is empty. So we can plonk that on now. You can only ever have one. So once you've fulfilled this, you keep these face up on a little stack, and then you can take another one. So we're going to get paid 5 for taking that contract, and you don't replenish that just yet. And that is how go. Play passes on. What are these guys going to do? They'd probably take a contract as well, but let's demonstrate something else. So we're looking at the board, and we're all about milk, so we probably want to get some cows out. So we're going to place a cow. Ooh, quite pricey. We're going to go here then. So we pay the cost just above, so it's £9, shall we say, to place that cow out, plus the spot itself. It's going to cost us 10. We've placed that out, and we've now revealed a spot. So when it comes to production, we're going to get a milk. And we want milk because we can sell it for 8. So this is our income, our income we're going to attain. Okay, what else can we do? Over to blues. So let's trade a good then. Let's just demonstrate that. So we've got quite a bit of money at the moment, and we're all about the whiskey, shall we say? So let's go. Oh, who are we? We want those. No, we're going to go and put a sheep out, aren't we? Because we want to try and fulfill that contract, so I can demonstrate that. Because then maybe we could get another contract and make another 5 money. So let's go, and so where are we? We're blues, aren't we? So we're going to go, and you have to be adjacent, I mind. So the initial 2 workers you placed out could have gone anywhere as long as they met the tile conditions. And now we're a bit tricky because we've got some heavy costs around here for the specific location. So let's go here. So we're going to pay 8 plus the 3 is 11, and we've placed one of those out. Next player then, maybe they could upgrade something at the bottom, so there's other things to think about other than trying to get your sheep, your cows out. You want your cows because it gives you milk, and then when you've got a cheese production, you can spend the milk to get the cheese. You want to get your grain out, which is pricey, because then you can use your grain if you've managed to get one of these bakeries off or distilleries to then make bread and make whiskey. So there's a lot to think about. Or do you want to go for the workers because you want more money from round to round, or do you want to spend this money at the bottom to innovate and get more money each round? So, or you're going to have to think about going shipping at some point and basically moving this along, and then you can start spreading out across these locks and these rivers and what have you. Or do you want to get more merchants so you can do more trading? So, oh boy, where to begin? So we're going to go merchant. Let's go. Well, where are we? Reds. Trying to think whose go it was then. Reds did place. No, blues placed a sheep, didn't they? So reds are up then. And we need some cheap land. Okay, there's a 2 over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to pay 4 to move our shipping capability along, and you'll see why in a moment. Okay, that's our go done. Back to blues. They wanted another sheep, didn't they? Right, we're going to get another sheep, and again, this is getting costly. Let's go. I should add, there's a neighbouring action as well. So when you place something next to a neighbour, you can get the chance to buy the products off them at these quantities I've described there. Okay, so wait, where are we going to place this one? I think we're just going to have to. Oh, wow, it's really expensive. We're going to have to go here for 4. Okay, so 4 plus that is 12. Oh, wow, we really didn't choose the best location, did we? Okay, so, but then we had minimal costs for those initial outlays, so it's all kind of, well, I'll say balanced, we'll see. I can make more money by selling these goods, which you might just see in the bottom of the camera, but I've got goods to begin with. I could go to the market and sell them. Okay, so they placed another sheep. Over to reds. What else can we do then? So we'll do a trade. They've got loads of money. So they actually need a contract. Let's go and take a contract. Let's go for... Oh, this will be a one to demonstrate. So we'll take this one. So we plonk it in our empty spot, and we're going to get $5. That's there, go, done. Blues then, let's demonstrate completing this contract, which is probably... Well, it gives us a head start. It's a nice little bonus there as well. So we need 2 sheep to export to foreign lands. So we, unfortunately, are going to slaughter these 2 sheep, and they repopulate your board. So we've oh dear, we're back to square one. But we are going to fulfil a contract. We're also going to shift this whiskey. They want that as well. Back to the supply. We've completed it. So now we get to move sugarcane up 3 spots, and you'll see the importance of this later. And we keep this hops one, that's just a victory point at the end. And we also get to play something immediately from our board. We pay the costs here, but we don't have to pay the tile cost, which is quite lucrative for blue because they're in a little bit of a tricky position. So what do we want to put out then? So we're maybe looking at the other contracts thinking, okay, there's a bit of cheese we need, there's a bit of wool. Maybe we could go and get a sheep out. Or maybe this one. Maybe we could try and work this out and we get another. Yeah, we're going to go for this one. Oh, well, no, we're not even doing that action yet, are we? So we're all about, I think, more sheep. So we're going to do it again. We're going to place a sheep there just for the cost of 8 because we don't have to pay the tile cost because of this bonus. So we've completed that one. We've moved up on the sugarcane. That is done. We've got an empty spot now. So they have, what was that one? That was fulfill an export contract. And there we go. Over to Reds. What were they doing again? They were, we're going to show you a market action. So they are going to use a trade. So you can buy or sell one type of good and use one merchant per unit traded. And then you adjust the price. So we want a wool. So you can see this column here. We are buying. So we're going to buy one at 4. So we're going to pay our money. We take our wool. And we are then going to move the price up 1. If we'd have bought 2, it'd have been 4 each, it'd have been 8, and then you would have moved it up 2. Now, more importantly, we have to put our where are we buying, aren't we? So we put our merchant up there to show we've done that, and we've moved it to 5. Now, if I had have bought 2, yeah, it'd cost 8, I'd have moved it up 2, but I would have needed 2 merchants to do that. So that's why you want to come to your player board at the bottom and pay 4 to get more of these merchants out. Okay, that was red using the trade options. We've done trade, we've obtained contracts. Expanding is where you literally place one of your units from your player board on an empty space, and you can't have multiple players in the same space. It's gone, unless you slaughter them like I've just shown you. Now, in terms of the neighbouring opponents, you can use that bonus and buy all those types of goods with merchants at a discount and even several types of ones. So you bear in mind, you do need merchants free to use that neighbouring action. So it will affect the market, but it's a fantastic strategy because if someone comes next to this cow here and they get some, or was it milk, the market, you'll get it a reduction of, 2? Milk, yep, 2's on this side of the track because it's split with goods and processed goods. So you'll be getting it for a value of 3. But if you buy, say, 4 of them, you're paying 12, and then the price is actually going up because you've bought them. So it's going to go, 1, 2, 3, it's going to go up to 7, and you bought them for free. So a really nice way to profit through this sort of localization of the sort of inner economy there. What else we've got? Upgrade shipping. We've kind of showed you here. We've done shipping. Upgrade your technology then. Let's have a go at that. So you've got a couple of technologies here. I've completely forgotten whose go it is. I think these guys bought from the market, didn't they? So these guys here. So we've got $10. We're going to spend it, and we're going to flip over one of these. Now, I would never do this early. I would do it early, but I'd have got probably more workers out or utilised one of these little free actions at the bottom. So when you get a free technology upgrade, you can get a reduction on these. So you'd only pay 5 rather than the 10. So I'm just demonstrating upgrading a technology there. We have, and the benefit of doing that is it's giving you 2 extra money. So you can see this little arrow, it's a little arrow on it. It now means we are getting 8 per worker rather than 6. They're more skilled workers. We could hire a merchant, which I've demonstrated at the bottom. You pay 4, you add it here, and you've got more merchants to trade. And we've fulfilled an export contract. And the last thing you could do is pass. If you've got nothing else you want to do or nothing you can do, you literally go to pass and you move your player token to the bottom, and you're going to get that money straight away. So the first person to pass is getting slightly more than the other player. So blues then, we were going to, I forgot what we're doing now. We're going to take a contract, weren't we? Which one did we want to take? Or did we take one? Oh no, these guys took one. Okay, let's get our foot in here. So we are going to take a contract. I feel like that contract should have been here. Okay, I can't remember if the contract's in the right place, but let's go and grab this one. Shall we go for that one? Cheese, 2 wool. We're going to have to slaughter a cow. Okay, we'll go for that one then. So we're going to get paid 5 money for that. Wow, I've not really done a lot of development out there, and I've kind of spent a lot of the money getting contracts. But there's a race to get these contracts, because not only do they budge along these, goods that you've produced and exported, that's victory points at the end, because each one of these, the hops are going to score you a point. And I'll go for all the points as well, but it is well worth getting these while you can. Okay, these guys want to start thinking about milk. Do they just buy it at 5, because then they're selling it at 8? These guys have took their contract. So we were going to do something. We were going to fulfill this contract. So we're going to slaughter that cow, which we've required to do for this contract, and we've got the wool, so that's done. We've completed this one. We are moving at the cotton too. So the cotton's moved along as well. And that's important, because the scarce, or the rarer, not the rarer, the less trading that's happened with a certain good, it's the rarest of the trades, and it's going to actually be worth more points at the end. Okay, then, so they've fulfilled this one. We've moved that up 2. Back over to these guys. I'm not sure they can do a fat lot. We certainly can't fulfill that. Maybe we've got a few merchants we could sell. Let's go and sell then. So we're going to send our merchant to the wool. The other players increase the market, so we're now going to sell that. 1 good at 5 and move it down 1. And we've put the merchant there, so we get $5. That's how good I'll go done. Reds are up. They're going to take a contract. What's left? We've got a whiskey. We could go for this one. Let's do that one. Okay, so we've taken one, and we're going to get 5 more money. Okay, right. I haven't even looked at the bonus at the end of this round. So, actually, both players are doing okay on that. They're going to get 2 victory points for each good. Now, is that? I'm guessing it's each type of good, not a combo. But these guys are currently got. I'll assume it's for each good for now. But these guys are going to get 4, and these are going to get 2 if it stands like that. Right. So they took a contract over to Blues, and they took the money as well. Blues have $11. Now, considering we have just upgraded our mountain workers, it would be ideal. It costs 10 and we've got 1 change, although we could sell this grain. Blues are going to need to pay 4 for that mountain, and they're not next to a mountain there. But if we have upgraded our water capabilities, our shipping, we could have hopped over here and gone for this mountain, but we can't do that at the moment. So we are going to go back to the market, and we're going to sell a grain. So we're coming down. We're going to get $5 for it and hand that back, which should hopefully give us more money in the long run during production. So these guys are up. We've got quite a bit of money. We're trying to do this contract. We need more. Well, Red has got 1 merchant. We really need 3 wool. So how are we going to do this? If we buy 3... it's going to cost us 12. We need 2 more merchants. So we're going to buy a merchant at 4. Done. Blues are up. We are going to pay for another mountain worker to go here. So it's costing us 10 plus the 4 is 14. Okay, I think they're pretty much done. We should have been producing whiskey to try and get the whiskey out to put into our distillery here. You've got to really look at your clan and make the most of your clan, because that's just your bonus and your capabilities as your clan. And these guys should be doing all the milk, but I'm demonstrating all the actions for us. So what we got then? Reds are up. We were going to go and buy another merchant for 4, weren't we? Okay, let's spend that one. Hopefully we've got enough money to actually do the action we want. Back over here, they got 2 money. I think they're done. So they're passing. They come down here and they get their $16. So they are done for the round. The other player just keeps going, literally. So they are going now. They're going to buy. We can't buy and sell of the same good. That's why. So I've already bought something this round. I can't. Sorry, what do I mean? Oh, no, can I? I want to buy. Yes, I can. I'm not selling, I'm buying. Whew, that's a close one. So we want to buy free wool then. So we're going to put our 3 merchants. 3 times 4 is 12, and then it goes 1, 2, 3 up. So we've paid our 12, and we're going to get free wool. So other players passed. We are then going to complete our contract. So we're handing in the free wool. handed in the 1 whiskey. We've completed this one as well. And you can see at the bottom, we've got a tobacco movement of 3. 1, 2, 3. And it says again, we're going to take another contract. Wow, we've really hit these contracts big. We're going to go for this one. We're all about the wool. Well, saying that's probably going to be really expensive to buy it now, unless we start getting the sheep out. Can we do anything else? We can potentially get a worker out, maybe. Well, we can hop across a river. Can we afford that? Yes, we can. So here we go. We're going to get another woodland worker out, so it's going to cost us 6 for the worker. And because we have the capability to cross rivers, we can hop over here just for the cost of 2. So we've now put another worker out, which means we'll be getting more revenue for chopping wood down around Tehran. And that's pretty much it. So reds are going to pass as well. Get there, 13. And that is the action. So you can see the streamlined flow of one player to the other and the host of things you can do. Okay, so we then go through production. So looking at a player's board, blue have a sheep out there. They're going to, give it a trim and get some wool for that. And then money here, they're going to get, so their little arrows to the left here, and that one's to the right. So the woodworkers are going to get $4 that's revealed. And let's add on these guys. So they're getting 16 for that one, so they're getting 20 overall. And these guys have got nothing revealed. They've been hammering these contracts, but they have got 4 for the wood and 12 for the mountain, so they're going to get 18 money. Okay. We then look at the end of round goal, which is what we get. We said it was per good on your contract, so they've completed this one, so they're getting 4 victory points. So where are we? That was blue. So you got these little tokens for your VPs. And these guys have completed 1 export of that good. And that's 2 points for them. Okay, there's a lot of fiddly little tokens here, so be very careful. Okay, making a right shot. Okay, we've done that one. So we go back around now, starting with turning this one over to show that's not a play anymore. It's going to cost, well, you don't have to spend anything for an export good now, but it's equally not going to gain you anything. And as you go through the rounds, you're going to have to pay in red there. So it's going to cost you 5, 10, and 15 just to take the contract, not even fulfilling it. What else have we got? We are then taking we're refilling the market. So there's a load of these. I've just got a few. So we refill this, see what we're all aiming for now. 2 more. Now I'm going to finish up after this. I'm not going to do another round, but I will go through a few bits on the board. Next thing you do is take your merchants back. So you just plonk these at the bottom. And that is it. We are good to go again. So you can look at the new condition for that round. You've got the new contracts out. And away you go again, starting with blues this time. Yeah, blues again. Is it blues? Yeah. Yeah, reds kept going, didn't they? So blues are first player, and then we carry on going clockwise. So you're literally going to go through all 5 rounds, and then you are scoring up. So how are we going to score then? I'll put this on the board. So you're going to get VPs based on wherever your VP thing is. So you're going to add on to here. You're then going to get points for your goods. So I think it was, if I remember rightly, it's actually on the back of these boards. Oh, shall I sabotage this board? Go on, let's do it. So on the back of here, it gives you a good guide as to what everything's worth at the end. So you're literally going to get 1 point for each of those goods that you have remaining or produced. You're going to get 2 points for each of your what they call processed goods. You're going to get 1 point for each 10 money as well. 1 point for each hop. So on these contracts, some of them, like for example this one, that's a hop. You don't actually move anything during the game, but you're just going to set collect those and get 1. Well, not set collect, you're just going to add them, tally them up and get 1 point at the end. What else have we got? We've got, so how is this, these other 3 exported goods working? So you can see, let's just assume, it's kind of like this. So sugarcane's ahead of the game. So that, the furthest, the most popular is going to be worth the least victory points. So it's going to be worth 3 victory points. And then the second one is going to be 4 points. And the rarest is going to be worth 5. So it's an interesting balance of, which contracts you're taking and where you're trying to, you don't want to fall too far behind because these are actually multipliers as well. So 2 of these times, 4 victory points, you get an 8 victory points for that. So you're tallying the number you've got depending on its location as well. You're then going to get points based on off whoever had the maximum most of contracts. So in the 2-player game, it's really harsh. First player's getting 8 points. So, let's say these guys, the Reds, had completed 5 contracts and they only had 3. So they're getting the 8 points. And equally, there's something called connections, which, well, we haven't really done a lot so far on the board, but you're going to get points for having, what we've got, 18, where is it? 12 and 0. So again, it's really harsh. You're taking the 12 points or you are not. And how connections work then? So you've got a settlement here. So they're all sort of connected up and they're on land. And you've got another settlement. There's 2 settlements, but are they connected? Well, no, because you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's not even connected adjacent. So there's only one settlement, and you've got these extra tokens to show you, which you can use at the end of the sort of last few rounds to show an upkeep of where you are on settlements. But yeah, one settlement at the moment. These guys have literally got, they have actually got one there, and another one here because it's divided by a river, which means it's 2 different settlements, and they have got the shipping capability. So that is actually one settlement, 2 settlements, and this one is not connected as well. So they'd have 2. Now, how you could get really complex with that is, let's say this one was here, and they've got, let's just grab a few other bits and bobs. So if they had something like this, their shipping capability was 3. They've got one settlement here. It's connected to this one through the river, so that's 2. They've got the capability to expand across here with their shipping capability, so that'd be classed as 3. And then they've got another river ability, 4. So they've got 4, settlements there and connections, so then they could potentially take the win with that if your opponents have got less. You've also then, so that's scoring. Whoever, let me just check I've done everything on there. Yeah, add it all up, most points is the winner. Okay, what else have we not touched upon? This is going to become a lot more populated. 2-player game, you've kind of got these little clouds on the outside, and you can't actually use the outside tiles in a 2-player game. You can in a bigger one. You've also got these, what they call these bonuses on the side here, which I've put down, depending on where the little factory symbol is with the 2-player. And these give you little bonuses if you're able to reach them adjacent or have the shipping capabilities to get them. Some nice little bonuses there. The neighbouring action, I've kind of explained it, but as you say, you go next to someone. If you've got the merchants, you can manipulate and get the things at a discount. And that, folks, is pretty much it, really. It sounds quite streamlined, but the complexities of where you're going to go and eking out the most from the money you've got. And you really have to use these clans, folks. Look, you're getting $8 in production for each milk. And these, you just got to hammer away and start producing. I happen to go quite big on contracts there and then slaughter the sheep and the cows to get them back. And don't forget things like your little innovation and getting more merchants out and all that lot. So there we are, folks. Clans of Caledonia. Enjoy.